Good evening, I'm Hazel Court, and you've creeped into Trailers from Hell. Back in 1963, smack in the middle of their Edgar Allan Poe cycle, most of which starred Vincent Price, occasionally joined by some combination of Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, or Basil Rathbone, Roger Corman and Richard Matheson decided to have some fun with the series and did a spoof called The Raven, with Price, Lorre, Karloff, and a young Jack Nicholson before he learned how to act. It was a big hit, so naturally AIP wanted a follow-up. Unfortunately, Roger was in England prepping Mask of the Red Deaths, so they decided to go with the renowned Jacques Tourneur, whose resume included such classics as Cat People, I Walked with a Zombie, and Night of the Demon. But one thing he'd never done, at least in America, was a comedy. Could he handle it? Even with all four icons plus an assist from ace farceurs like Joyce Jameson and Joey Brown? Let's dig in. Ah, there's that spooky set design by Daniel Haller. He could do so much with so little. And then there's that goofy piano music spilling the beans as well as the body. Not to mention, we've summarized the plot in a few quick shots. The title is an obvious play on Shakespeare, but he wasn't as popular as Poe, at least for this crowd, so the box office suffered accordingly.
Starring Vincent Price, who, inspired by a seductive woman, is overpowered with lust to kill.
The actors are clearly having a ball, being given a rare chance to ham-bone mercilessly, and Tourneur wisely gave them a long leash.
Butterfingers.
Karloff's arthritis had gotten to the point where it was difficult for him to move around, but even mostly stuck in a chair, he never gives less than 100%.
Alexander the Great embalmed in honey, so they say.
Joyce Jameson was that rare combination of blonde bombshell and deft comic timing, and she turns in a fine performance. She should have been a much bigger star.
Aren't you coming to bed, husband?
Rhubarb.
I don't know why they thought rhubarb would sell any tickets, but hey, what do I know?
Amazing Joey Brown.
This was Brown's last movie, and while it's little more than a cameo, he does add some legitimacy for non-horror fans, and that's the last time he did his signature yell. And Rathbone adds to the Shakespeare aura by liberally quoting Macbeth. He seldom got to do comedy, so he too gave it all it's worth. And nice inside joke there, that candle slash was one of his trademarks. Sadly, it did only so-so business, scuttling plans for a sequel, but Matheson always felt it was one of his favorite of his films. It was also a genuine last hurrah for its cast. By the end of the decade, Lorre, Karloff, and Rathbone were all gone, and Brown soon followed. As you can see, subtlety was in short supply, but the younger audiences it was targeted to, like me, adored it, and it's still gangs of fun. And our friends at Kino Lorre are bringing it out on a sparkly new Blu-ray. So if this is the sort of thing you like, and you probably do or you wouldn't be watching this, right? Keep that in mind. It's a lovely souvenir from the days when horror movies were still actually fun.